I'm starting this video pretty much as I finished the last one. Cutting the second window. Yes, I've decided to go with it directly below the other one. Apart from anything else, it looks a lot better from outside the van, or will do. But since I've done the job before, it's like anything, you tend to go into it a bit more confidently. But the worst cuts out of the way. But this is how many Dremel discs it uses. I bought a packet of 10 for this job. I've got 4 left. Finished. And that's what's left of the last disc, unbelievably. So let file to it. Cleaned it all up around it. Clean the surface, put this primer on. It's all ready for adhesive. First I'm going to put the rubber surround on. It's important when you're doing this, you need to start from bottom, start at middle at bottom, but push it right into the edges at the corners. Got it on alright, not without problems though. I measured it wrong for putting my masking tape on, but I don't measure it. But anyway, it don't seem to cause a problem. I just hope I've got it close enough to edge, that's all, with adhesive. So I'm on preparing this window panel, doing cutouts, still straightening them up. I've got a little bit to do. I'm going to put some up behind there. It's not going to touch wall, but it's just to support a big piece of angle, just to frame the window, and a piece of wood down here as well, same as I've done at this side. And then I'm going to tongue and groove right across the lot of it to give it some strength, stop it moving about so much. That should work pretty well, I think. I've been marking out the outlines around the fixings so that I can cut the tongue and groove to shape. So what I'm going to do is, I've marked this one to go to the line I've marked on the panel. I can put it together out of the van since I've got that first line drawn there and the markings where everything is. Yeah, I'm just knocking off for the day, but I've had a really good couple of hours on this panel. And I've got sort of backing blocks put in here, one at this side, and starting on tongue and groove, and it's looking pretty good. It's a nice fit, it looks good. So I'm very pleased with how that's going. So I'm slowly getting somewhere with this, but it is very slow progress, having to make all little bits individually. Keep plugging on. I particularly wanted the strips going vertically rather than horizontally, but it's making this job a lot longer. I've had enough of it for one day, get on with something else. But slowly getting there. At least I've got more than half of this bit done, which is the difficult bit. So I've been tiling for the rest of the day. I've just run out, just a couple of packs short. I just cooked it line with microwave is there, I think. So another 2 packets will finish it. Should do it. Right, so my fridge is actually, it's more of a cooler than a refrigerator, but even at 35 degrees outside temperature it'll cool down to, I can't remember if it's +2 or 0 degrees, I really can't remember, but it's it'll work as a fridge. It notice the temperatures for me, so that'll do. It's one of these, it'll work as a car cooler, it'll work either way up, it'll work on its back kind of thing, or this way up, that is the correct way up. but the display's wrong way up. It's got 4 feet underneath there, and the display's wrong way up. I mean, that is just crazy. See this drawer runner is down here. It's very close to the input of the power cable, so I've got to move it, as I've done here, away from here, which is a bit of a waste of space. It's a shame. Well, we're just going to have to manage. At least there's a bit of space behind it. This is a bonus, so I can route the pipes from the sink actually behind the fridge. That is an unexpected bonus, because I haven't actually got a lot of room down here to put the pipe sinks. I think there's a beam under the floor at that point. That's the fridge working. That really is about as close as I can put it. I should tie it off about this point, so that the drawer doesn't. Let's just right at that. Let's tie it off at that point, and some more points on the floor, but that's a good problem out of the way. Notice the upside down display. Crazy. So I've got the cable secured, ready for the fridge. I'm just working on, I take the panel out here to work on it for the fridge to sit on accurately. The other thing I've got done is I've run the cable for a soundbar out my projector through the floor of this, but in the back of that, through here, out here. It's just tucked in here out of way temporarily. I'm intending having this soundbar on a shelf somewhere here. I just wish when I first bought a van, I got rid of all these plastic bits around here, threw them all away except for these couple here, inexplicably. But it's caused me a problem. But I've got some angle to put in here, and I've got to make a shelf up for the soundbar, so it'll mostly be invisible. Just got to sort this corner out then, and next thing I've got to do is run a cable for a USB down here. So once it connects in here, to be able to use it outside, I've got things I want to do outside with it. So I also thought of a way of holding the back of the microwave down, because that's all it needs to secure it. And that's all I've done. Just one piece of wood across the angle of the 2 pieces 2020. It was awkward to fasten, but there it is. So it's the day after. I've been thinking about this fridge placement. I'm not happy with it under the sink. I've got this panel out here, which is for the heating ducting. I've had a look at the gap behind the fridge, and I've had a look at how the fridge sits here. One heating duct can go here. I can put make something for a heating duct to go here. So that is a much better solution. Well, I've made a base for it, but I've got the holes for the feet slightly in the wrong place. I need a gap at this side that I've not accounted for, so that this door will open fully. So that's in place. So this is a quite complex piece that I absolutely have to get right first time. So there's not much more work to do on this now to get it fitted. This one's taken off a little bit here. Once that actually fits, I've got to get holes prepared either side of there for the heating vents. That's looking pretty good. Well, after a really late finish last night, this morning, this panel now fits. But I decided I wanted to remake this base panel, which I have done, and it's looking pretty good. I've just got to sit the fridge in there and see how it fits. Yeah, 2 minutes later, I'm just trying to sit in this in here. It's very nice, very firmly actually. But this, like I thought last night, it just wants a bit of curve putting in it, just to clear this. And it'll of the double purpose are actually holding it down in place. Well, I've ended up making really good progress today. Fridge is fixed in. It needs a little bit more fixing, so I might have to temporarily just dismantle everything just to fix it a bit better. There's just a little bit of movement in it I've got to get rid of. I might be able to do it without taking everything apart, but we'll see. Anyway, obviously fits in. Vents in place, start on cladding. So really happy with that progress. So it's the day after. Making decent progress on this. It's a bit time consuming. But, getting there, put that panel in there as well. Don't all go perfectly fluently. I just made a panel for here and I've got this line's a bit wonky, so I'm going to do it again. Anyway, it's going quite well. Well, I've had an unforeseen problem with drawers, so I've had to dismantle it all, which don't take so long. I've just got to sort the drawers out a bit better, get them running a bit better. I've got the drawers doing what they're supposed to do, working a bit better. But I'm just putting everything back together, but I've just spotted a fantastic way of holding this in place so it can't go anywhere. It's pretty well, it's reasonably firmly in there. This piece of wood that I put in is just a bit above the fridge, but it's actually that little slot that falls just in front of a piece of wood. This will part of bed fitting kit. All I've got to do, that out slot, and fasten this to the piece of wood. Just fix, I've had it in once. That's a good fix. That's it, all secured and it's not moving at all. Dead shut for that one. Just finishing for the day. I was determined to be a bit further on than I was at lunchtime today when I started dismantling everything. But I've got it all back together. Got a coat of stain on. This one panel wants taken out, sliding out, and a bit more taken off top of it. It's just restricting the movement of that one a little bit. I'm real pleased with that. That is absolutely rock solid. So it's a pretty good day. So it's the day after. I'm not doing a lot today. I've had to boost start the van this morning because I'd left it too long without starting it. So that took a bit of time up. But yeah, I've put another coat of stain on this. That's looking better. Needs, I think, another 2 coats. Can't remember if it's another 1 or another 2. Can't remember how many I did on them. It might be 3, might be 4. I really don't know. But apart from that, I've been working on the window inner panel again. And now I've actually got to the end of the cutouts. So now it's a lot easier. I mentioned that I had to jump start the van earlier. And this is my little battery booster. It also inflates my tyres. Takes it up to 50 psi pretty quickly. That's what I put them at anyway. But this, I mean, my batteries were pretty much flat. And this turns the engine over very quickly, and diesels are pretty difficult to turn over at high compression. The thing that slight alarmed me were it's got 4 bars on the charge, and after starting engine, which it did pretty quickly, it was straight away down to like between 2 and 3, so it won't last a lot longer, but it got it started fine. So too many turns of engine and that'll be flat as well, but it works for what I've got it for. Oh, and also, yes, these cables are too short to actually boost it under the engine bay. So what I did was pull the seat forward, expose the 2 batteries, or the bike battery at least, and boosted it to the bike battery, and that worked fine. My tiles got delivered, so I finished that off. Finished off with some more brick tiles. And put a bit of silicone sealing, a bit better this time. Just got to put another coat on here tonight when this is dried a bit more, and then that's me done for the day. I've not done any filming for a couple of days. I've been staining that, putting some varnish on these. That's ready for the next stage. I think I'm going to print on and grow on there. But the next thing is, I've got that finished. That's done my editing now, working on that. But I'm looking now at putting some edging like this. This is a bit too big. Around a lot of this. It's the depth of this. Down that way that's a bit too big. It comes down here too far. I want it a bit thinner than that. So, let's have a look what I can get. Well, this is the first time I've tried the piece of mattress in the van that I altered, and it's a pretty good fit. It's not bad. There's just that bit at that corner there. Needs something putting in. I've got an idea for that anyway. Also, I knew about this being a bit lower than other cushions, but once the slats are in, I've got to put sprung slats just in this part. I think it should raise it up to about level. So that's looking pretty good. Also today, I've been catching up with some tongue and groove jobs that I've been avoiding. 1, 2, 3 pieces on here. That is basically finished. Needs varnishing, but it's basically finished. And then these 3 pieces here. Probably another, 3 pieces, and that'll be finished. It's a bit awkward with this here, so I might have to take this panel out. Oh, it fights, yeah. I've got to take that out, so it needs a slight bit of altering anyway, so I can put bed down, stand in that gap and do it there, so that's the easy way. Well, it's the next day, and I'm going to cover a full day's work. You're supposed to write 20 seconds here. These, it's taken me all day. I've kept remaking them, trying to get them fairly flush to the ceiling, and it's awkward. It's taken me 2 or 3 goes to do most of them. Next thing, I did those 2 upright panels there. I've got another couple to do to finish that off. Not had van open today at all. So I've got on with this. Just doing the first mattress bottom sheet, elasticated cover. Doing it pretty amateurishly, but it'll do the job. Well, I want to call that finished. It's fitting pretty tight around it. It looks extremely ugly on the side where I've altered it. I should have hidden this. I've done it the wrong way around. But just going to do the job. This is the day after I altered the mattress base sheet. A couple of days ago I also just altered this. I've been waiting to do it, but that's fitting a lot flusher now. Today I've actually remade these again because I weren't happy with how close they were to the ceiling. They're a lot better now. I haven't got a piece that'll fit in there, so I basically need more tongue and groove anyway. I've also spotted a way I can strengthen this up a bit, because it's not, these aren't flush up to the wall. And I spotted a way I can do it using a piece of tongue and groove, just wedged it back of there, but I've just got to take it all out, fasten a piece to the back of there, piece to the back of there, and that'll really strengthen it a lot. So I'm just adding these 2 pieces on. They're perfect depth to pad it out right to the wall, and it makes it a lot stronger, especially that bit particularly there. That's that altered back in. No play whatsoever there. I've not touched that. That to me, that's acceptable for where it is. That is still not up to edge, which is annoying, isn't it? Very little play there. Still a bit there, which is a bit annoying, but it's still better than it was. So I've been intending starting on this for months and months and months, and just never quite got around to it. Either because I've had no spare aluminium or whatever, but I finally now, I've drilled into that and put a couple of riv nuts in and bolted it in. It seems reasonably firm. They're not the most confidence inspiring things. So for that reason, I'm putting this type of hinge in rather than this sprung type, because I don't want any undue stress putting on rib nuts. So I think it's just best to just let the draw front just fall down under its own weight with this type. Well, I ain't done a lot today. Just redone these, put that up, put hinges on. That's at the moment reasonably secure, so I hope it stays that way. Put hinges on that first because it'll shut completely vertical, hopefully. Or not far enough vertical, it might come out to here, something like that sort of angle. I've stuck these tiles back on that have fallen off. Using spray adhesive, they'll not move anywhere now. But yeah, another day. And I'm on a different job. I've got no tongue and groove left till I buy some more, so I want to use some of the 6mm plywood that I've got in stock. I've still got quite a bit left, so I just want to make a storage hole in this recess here. That one I've got a switch at the side of it, so I can't really use that one. I've made 2 pieces of wood. I'm not actually going to fasten either of them in. I'm just going to press them into place like that. I can't fasten that to the wall because that's the outer wall. There's nothing to fasten it to. So I'm just going to jam it in place with 2 pieces here and just fasten these with possibly just 1 screw. It's all it really needs, really, just to secure it. 1 screw at each side. Just 2 pieces there, and that'll have finished up inside of it. Well, that's done. Probably looks a bit of a mess with silicone seal, but I want to make sure nothing disappeared under tiny gaps, under edges and in corners. Put some vinyl covering on the bottom bit. So I've had a 2-day gap of not doing anything on the van. Today, I spent all day here, but I haven't really got much to show for it. I made 3 little angled pieces to flatten this window out. Got the other 2 here. I've just waited for some particular screws. I've ordered some screws today. I'd only got 1 left. So I did 1 in that one, just holding it in place for the time being. That took me all morning. And then this afternoon to this evening, I've just fitted these 2. I decided it was best to cut it in half, and it was, because even cutting it in half, I've had a problem fitting this half particularly. So if you look at the holes, it's desperately messy. This was a bit weakened anyway at this corner of this panel. But yeah, I'm going to cover with that with something, or just fill holes in and just paint it. I think I might just paint it white. So I've had my eye on this for a few weeks. At first I thought it might have been some plug, but it's clearly not. I just tried dabbing this, cleaned it all up, dried it, cleaned this bit in particular, and it suddenly got a lot worse. So I can see where it's coming from. It's coming from this tiny little bit here. But on a less than 10-year-old vehicle, I find that incredible. So my new sump pan got delivered the day after I ordered it, which is pretty good. I drained it of oil, it's still dripping a bit, but I'm going to just take off, if I can, tonight. It's difficult to see in this light. Yeah, I'll just point them out. I'm just going to take out these smaller bolts. They're 8mm on head. This one's 10mm. So let's go around it, take the 8mm out, just leave the 4. It's just 4 10mm in, and do that in the morning, carry on with it in the morning. Just let this keep dripping for now. So it's a couple of days later, after chucking it down all day yesterday. I've got this mostly out. It's moving quite a bit now. It's just stuck a bit at this side. But apparently the oil pickup tube gets in the way and stops you getting it out freely. So that has to be removed apparently. I'm just going to have a good look at it, see if it can be twisted in any way to get it out, but making reasonable progress, but it's been a bit stubborn. Okay, so I've taken old oil filter off to make it a bit to let the pan move a bit further, and it has actually helped, because I can see this bolt a little bit easier. It's that one there at the bottom of the, underneath that pipe. That's the second one I need to undo for the feed. I've done it first, and that way reasonably easy. But this, it's taken me absolutely ages to even spot it, because I ain't got van jacked up very high, so I can't get my head high enough in this recess to look at it and get the sump pan in the right place. But anyway, that is definitely it, and get on with it now. Okay, I managed to get it out. Still with some difficulty, but probably should have taken this off, which is, I think, is an oil temperature sensor. I clean faces up reasonably well. Well, it's taken me all day, but I've got it all done. Nice shiny new sump pan on it. The oil filter. So give it a start tomorrow. Doing the sump yesterday has really exhausted me. I put a lot of hours into it, so I don't feel like doing a lot today. But I like finishing these videos on a high note, and I've had van started today, no leaks. I've also changed the air filter. I'm going to do the fuel filter next, and the gearbox oil, as long as the gearbox is not a sealed unit, which I don't think it is. So they're the next things I'm going to be doing. But the other thing I've done is I've replaced, yeah, let's get the right panel, that panel, the messy one. It's a lot better than it was before. That's why I've got the wire dangling out. I've got to put the projector back in. So there you go.